Freedom's the answer. What's the question? You're listening to Ernest Hancock.
Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now. If you want to have a good
Yeah, don't stop me now, man. It's a good day for news, man. I tell you what's going on. Let me go ahead through real quick before we get back to Lindsay. We have the gentleman that just to the European Union Parliament. He was in a bad plane crash last May or so, and it looks like just in today's news, the crash pilot is charged with threat to kill him. You know, for some reason, we go through the story here. You go on freedomsphoenix.com. You can see the story, but I tell you, when you got somebody like that talking about what's going on, all of a sudden, some people might want you dead. Well, so we got somebody charged with that. We'll follow that and see how that goes. Then we're looking at the Q3, their third quarter sales volume plunges as discount on foreclosed homes hits 5-year high. This is getting worse, a lot worse. And what do we see with gold? China, its imports in gold has surged over 500% just the last couple of months. Oh, isn't that a sign of something? Then you have November federal government debt update. The disaster continues. They keep spending more money. It's like they're in a feeding frenzy on the whale carcass, man. There's just a spine there, but a little bit left. They're going to go until it just plunges into the depths and nothing on the bone. And we have the Federal Reserve, 2008 bailout, $9 trillion was loaned out at below 1%. And this went everywhere. That's what they're starting to find out about. Some of the buzz we're going to be talking with Lindsay about here in a second. And there's a big movement now you want to crash J.P. Morgan? Because the big news has been, the scuttlebutt on the internet and everything for years has been that J.P. Morgan is the one that's manipulating silver prices. That silver should be lots more than what it is now. Well, they're going, you want to crash J.P. Morgan? You want the bankers to go, buy silver. Just start buying silver. It will have the impact on them. But what do they do to distract us? Today, right now, they're supposed to have a big news conference. NASA is announcing they're unveiling a discovery that affects search for extraterrestrial life. You know what I say it is? It'll be NASA 2, the search for more money. That's what's going on. And now we have Lindsay Williams is going to, try and clear this up for us and give us a beat on what's going on and why, because we're getting these buzzwords. We're hearing a lot of the stuff that he's attuned to, that people have given him the information to understand what's going on. So, Lindsay, all right, explain it all to me.
Buzzwords. I can't stress enough that you need to listen to what these people are telling you. They will tell you everything they're going to do before they do it, if you know how to interpret what they're saying. And that's the reason I've written 3 books. After living with these people for three years, I wrote 3 books just trying to explain the mindset of these people. Now, let me bring you up to some of the buzzwords that you've heard just recently, and they are trying to tell you what they're going to do. I know what they're going to do, because the gentleman told me, oh, by the way, Ernest, the Mr. X of my book, The Energy Non-Crisis, is Mr. Ken Fromm. This has only been said on 1 or 2 broadcasts anywhere in the nation. Yours is one of the first. This past weekend, he died of cancer. Before he died, he told me everything. Now, folks, you've got to understand that this man was the elite of the elite. He knew everything that went on behind closed doors. For the past 35 years, he is the one that has given me so much of the information that I have come out with, and every single time it's been right. And some of the things that you're going to hear me say today and in the next few weeks over different broadcasts, you will be appalled at what this man told me. Now, let me go into some of the buzzwords that these people use. First of all, and this one may startle you, Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck of Fox News. No. Glenn Beck is not a benevolent news commentator that has any concern whatsoever for the Constitution of the United States of America and people who believe, like Ernest and I do. Glenn Beck, on November the 5th, 2010, you must go on YouTube and listen to what he said. He said that he had just gotten from an elite. I mean, this is the exact word he used. He said, an elite. The very people that have given me my information over the years. He said on his broadcast that the elite had told him this and this and this was going to happen. Basically, a total financial collapse of the currencies of the world. And Glenn Beck, of all people, said, you've got to get some food in the house. Now, he wasn't doing this to be a benevolent news commentator. He was doing it as buzzwords warn you as to what you had better do, and do it soon. Again, there's another set of buzzwords. You can go and look this one up for yourself. The International Monetary Fund, just a few days ago, they said next year, 15 major developing countries, governments, including the U.S., Japan, and the UK, Spain, and Greece, will have to raise 10.2, are you ready? Trillion. No, I didn't say million or billion. This is the International Monetary Fund themselves telling you this. Why are they telling you? They're telling you because their code ethics of the elite requires them to tell you in advance what they're going to do. He said they'll have to borrow $10.2 trillion just to repay the interest on their maturing bonds and finance their deficits. And they also said at the same time of that announcement, this equals 27% of their combined annual economic output. You know, the International Monetary Fund was saying to you what the elitists are saying to you. They were basically saying to you, it can't be done. It's a total impossibility. Folks, now I'm going to tell you what Mr. X of my book, Energy Non-Crisis, the gentleman that I've never given out his name until after he passed away out of respect. And this man said to me, he said, Chaplain Williams, you within 2 years, and he said this a year ago, by the way, he said, within 2 years, you will not recognize the United States of America. He said again, after 2 years, you will be so poor, you will not be able to do anything about it. Now, Ernest, I said this on your show after this man gave me this information a little over a year ago, and I put it on DVD, so you can't doubt that he said it. It was out there. He said again, he said by 2012, the dollar will be dead. Again, he said, within 2 years, nearly everyone will be working for the government. Do you realize that these people knew in advance what was going to happen, and now they are telling you through buzzwords what is about to take place? Okay, another one. You mentioned a moment ago, silver. Oh, Ernest, I'm so glad you mentioned that, because the comics gave out some buzzwords on November the 26th. They said that they have on hand silver only 109 million ounces. Then they said in the same article that their contractual obligations of silver are 720 million ounces. Now, folks, to the average person, that wouldn't mean a thing. To me, oh my goodness, it almost sent cold chills up and down my spine, because I realized that if they only have 107 million ounces of silver, and yet they have contractual obligations in the form of paper to 720 million ounces, there is no way possible whatsoever that they could deliver these raw silver products when people wake up.
Well, we just go buy a bunch of silver. That's what we're going to do. Just go buy a bunch of silver, and it all will just come out. You watch, and you will.